today's Anime Adventures video, I'll be doing a tier list for the new update, the new Halloween update. So all the units that you should be grinding for, not just the Halloween units, but all units overall. So yeah, I'm doing this video laying on my bed, so if my audio sounds a little bit weird, that's why. And also, let's try to hit 10,000 subscribers by this year. Go join my Discord server down below if you want to trade and things like that. And please do like and comment, because I'm trying to save up for a PC. And if you like and comment, it's basically the same as donating. As more people see the video, if I'm being honest, I'll get more money. So yeah, let's try 150 likes on this video, and let's get straight into it. Now, if you have any units in the meta or not usable tier, you should not be summoning for them. And if you have them, you should not be evolving them realistically. Just keep them back, maybe let them help you out a little bit, but do not summon for these units. If you see them, don't get them. You don't need to get them. Maybe Aaron, if you're trying to be a leaderboard run guy, you're going to get unique on him, whatever. But realistically, if you see these units on the banner, don't summon for them, don't evolve them, just leave them alone. Just use them a bit, maybe if you're struggling at the start of the game, and then dash them away, let's be real. Now, any units in these tiers, if you get them, it's alright. I wouldn't necessarily summon for them or specifically grind for these units, but if you do get them, it's not the end of the world. And if you really are struggling in the game, I recommend the ones that are to the top left, because it goes from left is the best to worst is the bottom right. So top left, like Roshi for example, is the best in good ground. So if you're really struggling, maybe the top 3 or top 5 you can evolve. But realistically, you shouldn't even really be summoning for these units, but you might just get unlucky and get these units, is what I'm trying to say. But you don't really need to evolve them. I would just save the materials, get a much better unit than just evolve them. But it depends on your luck, I guess you could say. Okay, farms doesn't really matter which ones you have, but as long as you have 2. Hinamy you can only get through trading, but Bulma and Speedwagon you can have. Bulma gives you more cash, but she's more expensive, but it's not a massive difference to Speedwagon. So Speedwagon is more cheap, but gives less by not that much either. So they don't have a massive difference. Just use Bulma if you're doing something with more than 15 waves. So something like basically the story. Use Speedwagon if it's less than 15 waves, and use both if it's an infinite mode, and then or like something with really high waves, I guess. And then you can replace Nami for which one you don't have, or if you're just feeling cheeky and you're gonna get a lot of kills. It just depends. It doesn't really matter, because all of them don't give you an insanely large different amount of cash, because I don't know, that's just how they were scaled, I guess you could say. Now, meta burn, I have meta burn because I've been doing tier lists on Anime Adventures since a very long time ago. So that's why I've got meta burn. But realistically, you don't really need burn units anymore. They're pretty much useless because Guts has burn element on him as well. So the element part is ruined. You don't need the burn effect, and the burn is just ruined. You don't really need burn units. But if for some reason you want to know, the best burn unit is Demiurge, and I will move on from this very quickly. Now, meta bleed has also not changed, same with all the other tiers so far. But if you're a new player, you definitely want to know about meta bleed, because you should be definitely getting Guts, because he is meta air/hybrid, which you'll see soon, and Stain, who is meta ground, and they both do bleed, and they both like complement each other very well, and they are very good combo. So definitely get Stain from grinding raids, get Guts from the banner, and then yeah, so gems and raids. You can get Stain guaranteed pretty much, but it's a little bit difficult. So, but yeah, like at least you get both of them 100%. Now, meta support has only had one addition since the new update, since not really that many support units, but the only support unit I would say is Hidan. Now, why I'm saying Hidan is a support unit, because basically what he does is his ability, he doesn't really do that much damage if we're being completely honest, but his ability basically, he makes all the enemies that are bleeding just take the damage straight away. So let's say Guts bleeds all these enemies in his range. Then if you use Hidan's ability, bang, they all take the damage. They all take the bleed damage straight away instead of over time. Now, I don't know if the ability affects the whole map or just in his range, so I can't say anything about that. But it realistically is still going to be a meta support, but not as high as maybe things like buffs and Homura and Zai and things like that. It won't be that high, but it's still pretty good. It's a pretty solid unit, to be honest. Pretty cool. Now, the units out of meta support I recommend getting. Now, this is going to be kind of a long list, and I'm going to say kind of quickly, so you might want to pause, you might want to go back. I don't know, you can ask me in the comments, but I probably won't respond after like 10 hours. of the video being out. I don't know, it just depends. But yeah, so you get Homura, which is the first unit, Desire, which is the second one, Law, you should get Kira, you should get Griffin, you should get Erwin, you should get Leafy or Wender. Wender's easier to get, but you might get Leafy, just get one of the two. Get Koichi. Don't need Amelia, but if you're feeling rich in trading value, you can get Amelia, but don't really, like, you don't desperately need Amelia, but if you do get her, she's still very good. Then you can get Oshi, but you don't, it's not ride or die to get Oshi, but you should get Oshi. You should get Shaltier if you're running bleed teams, so because like Shaltier goes with bleed, same with Hidan, like I just said. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. The other rest are like substitutions for ones that are at the top pretty much. They're like worse versions, if you know what I mean. And I probably need to kind of move them to good support if I'm being honest, but I need to revamp this tier list a little bit at some point. But yeah, if I went too fast, just go back if you want to know which support units to get, if you want to basically be a pro player, end game player, whatever. Now meta air / hybrid. Now, this is where it gets interesting because we got 3 new units in meta air / hybrid, and they're all solid units. Okay, so first we're going to be talking about Hinamy. That's her name. I just about can read her name from this image, but yeah, so this is Hinamy. She is a hybrid on placement, which arguably I might have to move up the list. However, her damage is very good too, but one thing is that like her damage is very good, but she's not full AoE, so that's why I put her behind Poseidon. But it depends on you. It depends on you guys' personal preference, because she's a hybrid on placement. Like you place her down, she's already hitting the airs. So depending on your guys' preference, she could be higher. But for the sake of it being a tier list, I'm gonna put her behind Poseidon, but above the rest, because she's doing more DPS than the rest, and she's hybrid on placement, which is very good. But she's not full AoE like Poseidon or doing as much damage as Poseidon. I'm pretty sure she's doing a little bit less, not by too much if I'm being honest. But you should definitely get, and she's definitely a must-have unit if you're trying to be a pro player and eventually trying to be an endgame player. You should definitely get her 100%, especially because you got the wind type, so you're definitely going to use her in tournaments, maybe Infinity Castle, who knows, but you're definitely going to be using her, so definitely get her from the capsules, the Halloween capsules. Next we got Zid, I'm going to just call him Zid since that's his copyright name. I think it's Sid, I don't know. But basically, he's a very broken unit. And some of you guys will be like, why is he not above Guts? Why is he not above Guts? Now, for the one pure fact reason he's not above Guts, he cannot be buffed. He cannot be buffed. He can't be Erwin buffed, things like that. And Guts still bleeds, keep in mind. I know Sid is still very broken. Full AoE, multi-placement, does a lot of damage, and does true damage. So he's very good, and I still recommend getting him. But Guts will be better just because of the pure fact Guts can get buffed by Erwin, which just doubles his damage. And then Griffin, that's another double, but obviously Griffin can still affect Sid. But at the end of the day, Guts is still better, not by lots, and Sid is still very good, and you'll still need him. And it's also a very good replacement for Guts too. So yeah, definitely get Zid. He's a very good unit. And then lastly we have Alucard. Some of you may disagree with him being above Gilgamesh, but just because some of you guys just don't agree with what I say, which is up to you. It's a tier list, it's objective in a way you could say. But Alucard is like basically a mini version of Ainz, you could say, because he does a lot of damage. He's not full AoE, but neither is Gilgamesh, so that debates out of the water. They're both multi-placement. Alucard does, I think, a little bit more or a little bit less DPS. It's very close. There's not a major difference between the DPS. And Alucard spawns in things, so his ability basically spawns in a bunch of things. So maybe it's not as frequent as Ainz is spawning in things, but he spawns in a bunch of things with a lot of HP. We got a lot of HP. So yeah, that's why Alucard is the second best unit when it comes to meta /hybrid. So yeah, Alucard's a he has to be 100% top 3 best unit in the game when it comes to DPS, damage, meta /hybrid and things like that. Okay, so now we got meta ground, which is the last tier, so don't worry, we're almost done, guys. So yeah, there's not really much that's changed with the meta ground. Only Caesar was added, and he's literally garbage. He's like the worst unit in meta ground, and I definitely need to revamp meta ground to put some of these in good. But then there's so many units that's gonna be in good. It's gonna look so stuffed up. I'm gonna have to like remove units from the tier list, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, Stain is still the best grounding in the game. Roger's still the second best, and Izu, Aku, they're all the same pretty much. The reason Kira, which some of you guys don't understand, is at 5th is because is that 5th? Yeah, 5th is because we're not counting his ability when it comes to his DPS, because his ability is a part of his support, but his DPS doesn't come from his ability. So we're not putting his DPS when it comes to meta ground when you're comparing him to other meta ground units. So just keep that in mind with his placement being there. That's pretty much it. If you want to know which meta ground units to grind for, just get Stain, if I'm being honest. You don't, I mean, you can get Stain, you can get Izu, Aku, Saber. One of those, maybe even Illy, and then, or somehow Roger if you just randomly just pull Roger somehow, who knows? I mean, yeah, you could just trade for him. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you got any questions, let me know in the comments down below, and me or probably a lot of other people will respond to them. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, and if you're feeling generous, please do like and comment. It's the same as donating, and I'm trying to save up for a PC. So yeah, more people see the video if you just like and comment. That's how the YouTube algorithm works. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.